I'm Joseph Blank. This is a Habitat Humanity house, and I'm being interviewed because I'm a Habitat house owner. My boys needed a place, and I needed a place, and we had just lost their mother, and we just needed a good home to raise the boys in, to give them a life to be able to succeed in life. Well, I had to go through an interview process of who I was and why I needed or wanted a house. They asked if I'd be interested in being able to come in this house, and when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, it's fine. What's kind of unique is I'm basically right back in the neighborhood I grew up in. 3 blocks down and a house down here is where I grew up. Well, the sad part is in 1986, I injured my back on a job. I used to be a machinist, auto machinist, where I grind crankshafts and whatnot. In fact, the crankshaft grinding machine is how I hurt my back. So I ended up going to see a doctor, and I had to have back surgery then. And right now I'm at my 5th back surgery about 9-10 months ago. And I actually, for the first time since 1986, I have no low back pain. In 1988, my wife, she was the first female they ever did a dual transplant of a kidney and pancreas. She had many complications. She was in the hospital for 3 months because of it. And for some reason in '92, her kidney was going to hell again, to where she was going to lose her kidney and have problems. And I was friends, and they say that non-relatives can donate. I'd be willing to donate if I could help you. I have no problem with that. I ended up being a minimum match, so I donated a kidney to her in '92. When I donated the kidney to her, a week before I donated the kidney to her, I proposed to her. And we got married a year later, just so everybody knows. An hour after I donated the kidney to her, there was something wrong with my existing kidney. Several years later, I had to have a kidney transplant myself. Our first son was born. He died before he was born, and thank God, because she was having complications, I had taken her to Mayo. The doctor yells out, "Who's got the smallest hands?" And this nurse runs up and she grabs her, or puts her hand up into my wife's womb and pulsates the baby back to life in the womb. It probably was maybe 20 minutes, half hour after everybody was gone, the alarm goes off again. I'm sorry, I have a hard time with this part. The alarm goes off again, the baby dies again. Doctors and nurses, they're going to do emergency C-section this time, and I can't go in there because of the emergency situation. So I'm standing at the end of the hall. A nurse comes out of the door off to the right of where they took my wife through for the baby. And as we're walking down the hall, she's telling me that she's sorry, but my son was dead for over 3 minutes. Explaining to me that that would be some brain damage where he could have learning abilities, or maybe even stuff for walking or whatever. She was going into a lot of details. Well, I'm here to tell you that thank God for miracles with God, whatever. That boy 3 years ago graduated from college with 2 degrees in psychology with 4 extras. A year ago got his business and management master's degree, and so they were wrong about all that, thank God. With everything I've gone through, and with her and myself, and getting in the situation where even when I got the house, I was on disability and whatnot because of all my own medical problems that I've had for many years. We wouldn't have had a house. We wouldn't have been in the situation where we're at and stuff, to where the boys had a chance to be able to grow up, to become young gentlemen, to be able to go out and expand their own lives. It's phenomenal that we were able to do all that, because we were able to bring them up in a house and not have to move around all the time. One thing I gotta say is Habitat, the whole time, they're always checking in on you when you first start here. Can't say enough about that either. They have quite the team that supports you through everything you're going through to even start to have your own house and stuff, which is great. In fact, I plan on staying here until either I go in a nursing home or whatever, because I love the place. I'm close to the river. I go fishing all the time. I'm out on the river with the boat, or out on the ice like this time of year fishing. In fact, Sunday I caught a 12-inch bluegill, which is a huge bluegill. I can't say enough on all the different people that volunteer and donate their time and money or whatever into this organization, because there's no way to say there's any way to lose in Habitat, in my opinion. I love Habitat for what they stand for what they do for people, giving us a chance like myself to be able to have a roof over our heads that we can afford to live in, being able to see my kids be happy and expand in life from that, because being able to not have to struggle as hard, I guess is a good way to put it. And kind of another way to put it too is we started our life over then, and it ended up being pretty good. I mean, we had ups and downs like anybody else, but I'm pretty proud of where we're at and stuff now, that's for sure.